Hey, hey. Hey, hey, y'all. Let me wait and get a couple people in the room. How y'all doing today? Make sure you let your families and friends know that I am here. It is time for the Shamika Saves show, okay? Hey, my YouTube family, my TikTok family. I'll give y'all a few minutes. Let me know if you can hear me. No, I don't know who this is. Sorry. What's going on, everybody? Make sure you tag somebody, you share the post. Letting your friends and family know I'm here. Let me get my fan ready. Ain't no fan in this room, okay? So I got to make sure I stay cool, okay? Y'all talking to a certified auntie here. And you know us aunties, we must stay cool, okay? So I hope everybody is doing good. Let me know if you can hear me, please. And let's get to talking about what is really going on with your student loans, okay? I'm waiting on my I'm waiting on my YouTube folks who's watching to go ahead on and say hello so I know y'all are there, because I don't see anything. Holla at your girl. Hey, hey. Give y'all a few minutes before I go ahead on and start. Thank y'all for being here on Monday. Thank you, Latasha. I appreciate it. Thank you. All right. We'll get one more minute, and then we're going to just go ahead on and start. And who catches it, catches it. Who doesn't, we'll catch it on the replay. Okay? Hey, Jody. How are you? Again, as always, if you guys have questions, go ahead and drop those questions in the comment box so that I can answer them for you. If you got questions about credit, student loan, business credit, business formations, your taxes, stuff that you are seeing in the news, please drop that and I'll do my best. Hey, Filthy McNasty. Okay, that's a crazy name, but hey. Hey, Miss Aura. Long time no see. You always on the hustle. I know that. Okay. So again, if you got a question, you go ahead on and drop that so that I can answer it. Okay. So I said I was going to do something new, and I was like, every Monday I'm going to try to have a theme outfit that goes along with what I'm talking about. So I wanted y'all to see my little, if y'all can see it. It's the dress for handprints, okay? All right, so I'm going to tell y'all what this all means. Bam, 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 okay? So I'm wearing the hands on the dress outfit today because I want to tell the government to take their hands off our money, okay? Thank you, sir, for been following me, okay? Yeah, you didn't know, okay? So this is take your hands off our money, okay? So that's what I got on today. I'm representing for y'all because your girl don't have no student loans anymore. Thank God, okay? So if you guys have student loans, y'all need to make sure you pay attention if you have not already seen the video that I made that came out during the week, because a lot of y'all are going to want to know what is going on, because May 5th is going to be here sooner than y'all think. And some of y'all might find yourself on the wrong side of the team, or wrong side of the game y'all think y'all playing, okay? So we don't want that. Again, so drop your questions if you have them. I'm going to go ahead on and start. Yellow butterflies, boom, bam. I know that's right. She came in with a question. Drop those. Yellow butterfly says, under bankruptcy, when you wipe out the EIDL loans. Would you still be able for an FHA loan later? Very good question. Simple answer, yes. But let me explain to those who do not know what I am talking about. Yellow Butterflies is asking, once you put your EIDL loans into bankruptcy, for most of you, y'all didn't even know that that was something that you can do, but it is something that you can do. There are going to be some parameters, okay? Because some of you have your EIDL loans in your business name. Some of you have your EIDL loans in your name, okay? Because y'all know back during COVID, everybody was doing the quick hustle. Y'all was trying to get the money, you trying to get the grant, and some of y'all weren't even thinking, you were just putting your name on so you could get some money in your bank account. I understand, okay? But yes, you could put those loans into bankruptcy. She asked, would she still be able for an FHA loan? That is the Federal Housing Administration. Yes, you will be able to buy a home. But Yellow Butterflies, you have to wait 2 years. Thank you, Jody. Jody said it looks good to me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You have to wait 2 years before you can purchase a home, and any government program that you plan on using, with the exception of student loans, you will have to wait, okay? If you do bankruptcy, you get out of bankruptcy, and then you want to get student loans, there is no break, okay? They will allow you to get student loans. Why? Because in their minds, giving you student loans helps you go to school, which in turn helps you become an individual that will have more earning power because you have education or more education, okay? But if you're going to buy a house after bankruptcy, regardless of which chapter you file, you will have to wait 2 years before you can purchase. I talked about it last week that if you guys did not know, you can do an offer and compromise with the SBA. If you do not want to do a bankruptcy, an offer and compromise is where you will offer them a certain dollar amount that you will pay, and you are asking them to accept this dollar amount in exchange for the amount that you owe. The caveat is you have to cut that check, okay? They're not going to want you to make payments. They're not going to say, okay, we'll take $20,000 less, and then you go, oh, well, I want to make payments. They are not going to do that. They will only take the payment that you said they wanted in full once they accept your offer, okay? So yes, you can. Good question. And if somebody else did not know, now you know, okay? So, all right, so let me see what y'all sent over here on TikTok, and then I'm going to get to the rest. All right, T Black says, good evening, Shamika and everyone. Hey, T Black and everyone, I'm sure says hello. I know Miss Aura did, okay? Let's see. Once a bankruptcy, 2Yam says, once a bankruptcy is dismissed, can you reapply immediately? Reapply for what, 2Yams? Let me make sure I understand what you're saying. If you are talking about, can you reapply for credit immediately after bankruptcy? Yes. If you are asking, can you reapply for another, I don't know. I'm assuming you're talking about credit, but a home, 2 years, a car right away as soon as your bankruptcy is over. Credit cards right away as soon as your bankruptcy is over, because you have met your requirements. You are free to do whatever you would like to do. So if I did not answer your question, please let me know. Just add what it was you were talking about, and then I will get on it. And anybody else, please go ahead and drop a question, as well as tag and share with somebody, because I started my social media, journey when your boy was in office, and your boy is back in office. And now that he is in office, I'm noticing that there's a spike, okay, in a lot of the same information that I was talking about 4 or so years ago, okay? People talk about Joe Biden being sleepy, and this didn't happen, and this didn't happen. But I'll tell you one thing for sure. We were not complaining as much as we are complaining right now. The things that are happening in this world, that y'all see them on the news, I don't even got to tell you, they were not happening under another administration. So either the other administration knew what they were doing, they either knew how to hide things very well, or the news was not showing us what was really going on. I don't know which of the three, but there is a difference in administration. If you can't tell or feel it, then you might be asleep, okay? These things are, I told you guys to give us at least 6 months, to give the administration 6 months or so to get rolling, so that we have an idea of what is going to happen. And here we are, 4, getting ready to go on 5 months in, and now things that I feel that are important and pertain to you guys and your pockets, which is why I am back out of taking a chill pill and jumping on this, because there's a lot of things that you guys need to know. Okay. All right. Filthy McNasty says business credit for my veteran-owned company build up. I just chopped up credit building. Okay, so is that a question? Okay, so if anybody is interested in business credit, I always tell you guys, at least if you're gonna talk or work with me, it is best to make a consultation appointment with me, because one, I need to look at your credit. That is your personal credit, because that does matter. And then if you do not already have a NAV account, NAV.com, if you do not already have a NAV account, it would be nice if you have the $49 paid account, so that we will be eligible, so that we will be able to see your paydex score and some of your other credit scores that they give you, because, and this is just an easy hustle. I hate to even use the word hustle, but that's exactly what it is. It's a very easy hustle. There's nothing illegal about it. A lot of you are leaving money on the table, because almost everybody that I know says they swear up and down they got a business, whether it's a sole proprietor, a fictitious name, doing business as type of business, or LLC, corporation, S corp, you name it, nonprofit, that too. If you have any of those, okay, then you should have business credit. And if you don't, then you are basically telling these people that, hey, I am myself, but I am also my business, but I only want credit on myself, which is crazy, because you are also eligible to get business credit on your business. So if you don't want a double buying power, the opportunity to have double credit, then, I mean, some people don't. I can't see why you wouldn't. I'll throw this out there and then I'll move on. If you file bankruptcy, because a lot of people are, bankruptcy filings are through the roof, not just from businesses, also on the personal side. If you file a personal bankruptcy, and say you have credit cards on the personal, credit cards on the business, you can still keep your business credit. So you can be in bankruptcy, getting rid of your personal debt, all the while you still got a credit card. So for some people who hated to give up their credit, because y'all need to rent cars, you travel and you need to be able to put money down to hold things, and you can't do that personally because your personal credit is in repair, your business credit can do that for you. It still has your name on it, and you can still do the same exact things that you would do on the personal side. So if you don't have both business credit and personal credit, I don't know what you're doing. It is, in my opinion, a mistake, especially if you have credit. Okay. Yellow Butterfly says, thank you for answering my question. How do I book a consultation for bankruptcy? And with a bankruptcy, can you clear everything but one creditor? No, I have Navy Fed and don't want to mess that relationship up. Unfortunately, we cannot teeter-totter when it comes to bankruptcy. You're going to have to choose a side. So when it comes to filing a personal bankruptcy, you do have to put your creditors in there. I have seen people file bankruptcy and they leave their mortgage out. They might leave a vehicle out. Their attorney may have a reason for doing that. I don't see why you would do it, because when you're in bankruptcy, you want to be able to have that protection. I can tell you that if you file bankruptcy, Yellow Butterflies, and Navy Federal finds out and you did not include them, they will shut your account down immediately, and then you will lose your relationship with them. But here is how it works with Navy Federal. If you have a relationship with Navy Federal, whether it's a bank account or a credit card or both, if you put your credit card or your loan into your bankruptcy, the banking relationship can still stand. Navy Federal will be very happy to keep your business, especially if you have a ACH deposit. So if you get your disability to that account, if you get your paycheck to that account, they are going to more than likely keep your business, because you still mean money to them. They can still make money from overdrafts. Once they forgive you, they will allow you to get another credit card and another loan again. They'll give you a line of credit. If you want to buy a car, you just have to wait out that time. Usually, if you want to go back to them, I would say you need at least 12 months because they need to see that you can demonstrate that you fixed whatever was wrong before and you're now able to pay them. But don't worry about losing your relationship. Here is what I will say to some people, and I'm gonna get to y'all questions in a minute, because a lot of people are worried about losing Navy Federal or any bank. I have only seen maybe 2 since I've been doing the forms for individuals that a bank decided they no longer wanted to do business with someone. If that is you, then all they would simply do is cut your check through a cashier's check, and then you can go and take that money and open up another bank account. Now, if you are afraid and you are going to file, but you're afraid that they're going to close your account and that's where the majority of your money goes, there's nothing wrong with changing your direct deposit to another bank temporarily so that you can see if Navy Federal is going to cut ties with you. I am a person that I do not like surprises. I do try to get ahead of things, which means I think a lot because I'm trying to think of all the possibilities and the outcomes. I am not always 100% right, but I am damn near close. So that is what I would advise you to do. If anybody wants to book an appointment with me, you could go right to my website, shamikasaves.com, and just book one. If you need the link, I'll send it to you, okay? But you can go right to my website, shamikasaves.com, or send me an email at shamikasaves@gmail.com, and I'll also send you the link where you can book there. I do think that if anybody wants to file bankruptcy, it is something you should discuss with someone else because there are other people who have done this a little bit more. I'll give you an example. I've seen more things. I've talked to more people. I've filed the paperwork. So I could throw out a couple things that you should probably think about that most people would not tell you about, especially if you did this on your own, okay? Filthy Me Nasty says, how can I clean up the personal credit as well? If you have to clean up your personal credit, it depends on what cleanup is. Everybody's credit situation is different. If you are the type of individual you have nothing but charge-offs, meaning you did not pay the original creditor who gave you the credit card or the loan, that is going to be very difficult because that is really the bank's only recourse to prevent you from doing what you did to them to somebody else. So a lot of times they are not going to give you a lot of wiggle room, which is why I prefer that if you don't pay your bills, I actually like it when the original creditor puts a collection on your account. Now, yes, it hurts your credit because you're going to get another drop in your score because you have another item on your credit, but you will be able to pay less to the debt collector than you can to the original creditor. I'm just going to give y'all an example. If I loaned you $100 and you were supposed to pay me back $120 because that's interest, right? You don't pay me. I'm doing everything I can to get this money back from you. And you keep saying, man, let me give you 80. Man, let me give you 75. Man, let me give you 60. And I'm like, no, I gave you 100. And with interest, it's 120. That's what I'm going to want. And that's what I'm going to take in order to ever loan you any money again. Okay. You're going to have to pay me back in full the same amount that I paid you plus interest because that's how it goes. Now, after 6 months, I'm going to be like, you know what? This person ain't going to give me no money. Forget it. I'm just going to go over here and give it to my cousin over here and see if they can get the money. Now, my cousin might say, well, you know what? I'm going to get this money from this person. I know they owe you $120, but I'm going to pay you $30 to buy the debt, and then I will go after this person. When they now come after you, they're okay with accepting 75 or 65. Why? Because they did not originally send me the 100. They did not originally loan you the 100. You do not owe them the $120. They only paid $30 for your debt. So even if you paid them 75, they still got paid 100% more than what they paid to buy it. So debt collectors can be good if they are reporting on your credit for the debt that you did not pay. Unfortunately, the original creditor does not have to remove that debt even though you paid the debt collector. So there are some pros and cons. It really depends on what you have. And you can tell me, filthy McNasty, what you have on your credit, that might be able to help me answer it better. If you got repos, you got things that are very difficult, a lot of stuff from the original creditor, it is much harder to clean your credit. Although there are ways, it just doesn't mean that they are going to be, look at that sweat. It just doesn't mean that it's going to be successful in all cases, because they're not, okay? Hey, Miss Loretta. Miss Loretta said, hey, everybody. Miss Ora said, what is the name of the credit cards for the business? There are, so let me tell you, when it comes to credit for business, you can get business credit cards. And I'm going to have you guys on TikTok and to go ahead on and share and tag and all that good stuff if you don't mind. I like to tell y'all to like my stuff. I know I don't do that enough, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to try to remember to do that with you guys. When it comes to business credit cards, there are not that many, believe it or not. There are not a lot of business credit cards out there, and that's because the majority of businesses run off of credit lines, not credit cards, okay? So a credit line would be, and I'll give you an example. I have a JCPenney's credit card, okay? A card, not a credit card that has a Visa or Master logo, but like a store card, okay? Now, yes, I can only use it in JCPenney's. If JCPenney's has Sephora or any of those other stores inside, I can also use my JCPenney's card at that store because it's inside of their store. They're using the same credit card machine, so it's okay, right? The difference is whatever I use, instead of making a monthly minimum payment, whatever I use is what they're going to want back in full, okay? So you will find that when it comes to business credit, a lot of this is going to be credit lines, not credit cards, okay? Or a store card, if you want to call it. So to me, a credit card is something with a Visa, MasterCard, American Express, Discover, you know, those type of logos. If it doesn't have that and it's just a card that you can use in the store, that's a credit line, or you can just call it, you know, a store card. You usually cannot use those in other places, all right? They have them for Home Depot. Home Depot has them. Lowe's has them. IKEA has them. Sam's Club. Almost every place that you can get a actual credit card from, you can also get a line of credit to use in the store also, and you could do that for your business. Sometimes they even allow you to do that for you personally, but you can do it for your business. There are only a few business credit cards. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's only like 15 of them. Not that easy to get business credit cards with the Visa and MasterCard logo, because, and it's crazy because I'll tell you why. They do it because with the line of credit, you got to pay in full. With the credit card, you get to make minimum payment. And because they may not necessarily be sure of your buying power, you know, how your payment history is, they rather give you a line of credit than a credit card. Okay. Hey, Miss Sharon. Okay, sorry, yellow butterflies, I know. And it's not a bad thing. Navy Federal has tons of people who have filed bankruptcy against them, me included, and I still have an account with them, okay? Thank you, Navy Federal. Now, if you got somebody like Discover, they're going to say, get out, we don't want you, okay? I've even done it with USAA. Thank you, USAA. These banks understand that people are not always going to be able to pay their bills. Things happen. And they can't just cut everybody off who files bankruptcy, because you know what will happen to them? They will shut down. So they find ways to punish you a little bit, but then they still keep you around, okay? All right. Hey, Miss Sharon. Miss Sharon